underwater giants,
I almost lost my shit there.
ancient rituals,
Fulaga!
and a resilient reef hold more lessons than you can imagine, if only we're perceptive enough to understand them.
It's all amazing, but what really makes the place special is
We are leaving one of the most remote island groups in the world, sailing overnight from Fulaga to Kadavu. Before heading back to the US, we want to make the most of these final days, diving one of the largest reefs in the world and experiencing the true heart of Fijian culture. But the Astrolabe Reef was devastated by a cyclone in 2020. Will we find a thriving ecosystem or a graveyard? And can we truly connect with a community in just one night? Cruising the world, we're always sailing into the unknown, and this voyage marks the end of our time cruising Fiji, another chapter written.
we are leaving Fulaga this morning. We're headed to Kadavu, about 160 miles away. It is lowish tide right now, so we're being super careful. I'm looking out up front. Fabio's got his truck that we took from the way in. It's a beautiful day. Winds are a bit light. Should be a good trip. It's an overnight, so we should get there tomorrow around 11, I think, something like that. This pass makes me so nervous, especially after diving it yesterday. You see how shallow it really is and how much reef there really is.
The tide is coming in, we're going like 3 knots with 1500 RPMs. This is the perfect time to get out though, because the sun is overhead.
Just 2 months ago, the Royal Fijian Navy ship Puamau ran aground on a reef in this very pass.
Can breathe a sigh of relief now. We are outside the pass. The water is flat as a pancake. Hopefully there will be some wind.
We turned the corner and hoisted the sails to harness whatever wind there was.
You know what time it is now? Fishing time! Fabio cooked the last of our meat yesterday, and it actually came out much better than we were expecting. It was a piece of shit. We're switching up our lure game today. We're gonna use the Rapala because we talked to a guy that caught a mahi, actually kind of in the waters where we're sailing right now with a Rapala. Fabio's making a lead for that right now.
The wind flirts with the rigging, the bows part the water, deep and endless. This is one of the last sails under the Fijian sun in her salt, and the slow pull of her tide. She is slipping astern. We hold to the moment, soon to be only a memory, and that is enough. We let her go as she lets us.
Fish on for real! Don't say it. Oh, no way! False alarm. We are just cruising along, right?
Yeah, 8-9 knots, 9.3 knots.
Yeah. It is an upwind sail, but overall pretty comfortable.
Yeah, it's about 50 something degrees apparent wind.
Yeah.
Not bad.
There's long swells, so there's not that short chop.
No short chop.
We are heading to Kadavu, as I mentioned before, Astrolabe Reef. I think it's the 4th largest reef in the world. We're hoping to do some diving there with some manta rays. I think we just have 2 weeks left in Fiji.
Then we go back to the States.
Yes, very much looking forward to the convenience of life on land in the US. What you got going on?
I'm scrubbing the clams. Let them in flour for like good long time. This is the entire hull. Should be enough to make a pasta.
Nice.
Because some of these are like ginormous. I'm gonna steam them and take the meat out.
You can see how we harvested these clams in Fulaga in our last video.
What do you think, Yoda?
the clam juice is a little on the brownish side. Never seen it like this.
Yeah.
Different from what we see, but the clam look great.
Yeah.
So I'll clean them out, chop them up, and make some sort of pasta alle vongole.
The sun has gone down. No fish have been caught. And we have a squall cloud up ahead of us. Looks like it's going to rain a bit. We did have to swap out the screecher. We've got the jib out now. The apparent wind angle was going below 50. So it was just too tight of an angle. Hopefully we can pull it out in just a couple of hours. The wind is supposed to move around more to the east so that it'll be further behind us so we can use the screecher again. The waves did pick up. It's a little more uncomfortable than it was, but overall not bad.
We kept our eye on the squall in the distance and settled in for our night routine of 3 to 4 hour watch shifts. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, drop us a comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. It really does help us grow. Thank you.
The weather is really sloppy, huh?
The waves are really big. Last night was definitely not fun. We thought we were smart by heading out yesterday, and we were going to have an upwind sail for a little bit, and then the wind was going to shift to the back. But really that just meant that the weather was unstable. There were some squalls that came through. The wind totally died at one point. Then it was directly behind us. I have not been feeling good at all. So Fabio was a total hero and did most of the watch last night. Right now, the wind is just like 14, 15 knots, but the waves are ginormous.
Change is never gentle. Never sail unsettled weather.
Land ho! You can see the islands. Should be there in like an hour, which I'm really looking forward to. I feel so queasy. And the waves just keep getting bigger and bigger. Just dropped the sails and we're approaching the pass right now. There is a preferred track on avionics, but somebody did comment that the charts are off here. So we've got open scan up, and then I'm gonna go up front and do some visual navigation. I don't know if I'll ever get used to these passes. They always make me nervous. I'm glad we chose to come in this one because the other one that we were gonna go in is even smaller, and this one isn't that big, and the waves are huge today.
According to the chart, we're traveling over land, fairly good visibility, and we have open CPN and also the maps from Google Maps is open, and satellite gives you a pretty good idea where you are.
All right, we made it through the pass, and now we're heading over to an anchorage that is marked on avionics, just in front of a village. I hope there's shore access. I hope they let Yoda come to the village and go to shore. It's a bit tricky because we imported her legally, but then if the chief of the village says, you know, it's best not to bring her into the village, then you still can't bring her to shore. It's pretty cool to see these more evergreen looking trees here. This is just totally exposed to the south, so it's probably pretty cool here year round. All right, anchor is down. We forgot to record it. It's okay. This is a cool spot. The water is pretty flat, but the wind does come right in here. However, it's the only spot around that's really kind of shallow enough to anchor. Very beautiful. The water is green. It's like a muddy bottom, so definitely not appealing for swimming from the boat.
We're gonna make pasta with our clams. It's kind of a pasta alle vongole, but these are really not vongole, they're huge, enormous. We use some hot peppers. These are super spicy. Some garlic and some parsley, which is local. It was frozen. In this particular case, I'm gonna slice the garlic really thin. Here are the clams out of the shell. They look really nice. I'm gonna chop them up a little bit. Here's the clam juice. It's a little dark, different from what we're used. It's sedimented, so there is some stuff on the bottom, which obviously I'm not gonna get. Just get the top of it. Olive oil, garlic, parsley, hot peppers, a little bit of pepper. Taking this out and put it in this container here. We're gonna make the pasta now in the same pot. No salt, because this stuff is already salty, so I'm not gonna add any salt to the water. Some of this water here. The clams, strain the pasta. It's in here. Throw some breadcrumbs. And the pasta is red-eye. And there she is. All right, here we go.
Taste test.
Taste test.
Oh yeah.
Very good. The clams are all chewy. More than the vongole, they're huge, they're enormous. But good.
Let's see. Delicious. Yeah, but the clams are a little chewy. Bon appetit. We've had a bit of a change in plans this morning. We found out that the dive shop we were hoping to go with isn't going to be able to do the manta dive until later next week, and we won't be here anymore. But we can do the Naikoro Pass dive with them on Monday. So today's Friday. We're going to go up to another island about 17 miles from here and see if we can do some snorkeling with mantas. So we're heading out of the pass now. We're going to go outside the reef for a little bit and then cut back into the reef and then navigate our way within the reef to the anchorage by the island with mantas. That is the plan for now. We are basically through the pass. It got a bit bouncier than I expected in the end, but the current was coming against us, but all good. It's a bit of a bouncy ride because we're going directly into the wind, about 18 knots of apparent wind, and the waves are coming at the bow too. It's just 5 miles to the next pass, so an hour in total, so not too long. And then we can cut back in and be within the protection of the reef. We're coming up on the Naikoro Pass now. It's definitely smaller than the other one that we went through, but since it's low tide, we should be able to see the reef really well.
We're coming in with the tide and we're going 9 knots. That's really crazy.
That reminded me of the pass in Fakarava when the tide was running really quick, because the water got super flat and like this little chop around it. We're through the pass. The sun is directly overhead, so you can see quite clearly in the water where we need to go, which is great. We have arrived and we are dropping the hook. Our friends on Womble are here. Our friends on Womble just came over and said that high tide is basically now or in just a little bit. So we're gonna swim over to the point to try and see the mantas with them.
I looked to my right and a manta was swimming just ahead of us. Witnessing majestic creatures like this in the water is absolutely incredible. They glide in with the tide, black wings rising and falling, monks in silent prayer. We slip in among them. We feel invited. We feel welcomed. 2 more beating hearts drawn to the slow ebb of the tide. They pass beneath us, above us, brushing the edge of knowing. Dark, unafraid, curious eyes meet our souls. They know the shape of threat, and we are not it. We hold to the rocks, like hands gripping the arms of a chair in a darkened theater, like children at a magic show. They rise over us, bellies pale, each marked with a pattern no other wears. A fingerprint of the sea. A name written in spots and scars. This is how we know them. But they are not here for our amusement. Nature does not perform for us. They are here to cleanse. The little fish follow, nibbling away clingers and fragments, tending, giving, and taking, knowing their place in the order of things. And we too follow, drawn into the rhythm of nature's quiet exchange. The tide turns, the cleansing is done. They leave. And us? We come up for air, lighter, unburdened. We were not their purpose, and yet, give and take. They gave us joy, they took our worries.
I almost lost my shit there. I was like, oh my God, is he coming? Is he gonna hit me?
Good morning, guys. Yesterday afternoon, we went over to our friend Dale and Katrina's boat, Wambol, and they had been in contact with Oneta Resort here and had already scheduled a dive for today for themselves. And so they quick emailed the resort and we are able to go diving with them this morning. I'm curious to see what it's like. They had been on another couple of dives and said that the reef is coming back now. It was hit by a cyclone in 2020, but can definitely see signs of regrowth. So it'll be really interesting to see what the reef is like. It is a kind of like a partly cloudy day today. It's a little bit cool. Laura, Dale and Katrina's friend, recommended that I have the resort bring a 5mm suit for me, which I'm really grateful for. So thank you, Laura, because I do tend to get cold. And we are doing a 2-tank dive, which we typically only do 1-tank dive. So super excited. It'll be our last dive in Fiji. I cannot believe our time here is coming to an end. And we're going to be sailing back to Vunda Marina, where we're going to leave the boat when we go to the States in just a few days. We were planning to stay longer, but looks like that's when we can sail back. But this is a great little anchorage. We're protected here. And yeah, it should be a great day. We're going to go back to the resort for lunch. All right, we have our gear all ready. Bobby was putting on a suit. BCBs, regulators, fins, masks, cameras. Oh, and they're on their way. Yeah. Bula! Good morning. Oh, poor girl. She thinks she's going. All right, we're at the dive site. Luke, the dive master, is going to get in and check the current, and then we're going to get in.
Full mess.
We dive down through cool, clear water and golden shafts of sunlight. I hear only my breath and the faint crackle of parrotfish teeth grinding on the ledge below. My body hovers above coral heads bearing scars from the ocean's past anger. Broken branches lie like old bones on the seafloor. It was once a full forest of soft coral. Yet in the ruin, I see life. Sprouts of small fans, new blooms on the broken edges, pink and yellow against the old skeletons. Clownfish darts among soft anemones. Other diligent grazing fish munch on algae, keeping new vegetation clean. The reef was hurt, but it endured. The ocean did not despair, it rebuilt. We all face struggles in our lives. They can break us and leave us scarred. Sometimes you must dive deep to see the pain. But like this reef, we heal and move on. I surface with salt on my lips and a lesson in my heart.
How was it?
Great, great. Cold.
You know I'm a dog lover, huh? Oh, great. We are at Oneta Resort now, and we are having the most fabulous post-dive lunch with Dale and Katrina. Thank you so much for arranging this.
It's the best post-dive lunch I've had all day.
Amazing fish taco. Oh my god. Let's go poke in our. Look at this service. Oh my goodness. All of our stuff washed and hung. This place is a paradise. All right, quick change and we are ready to head over to Oneta Resort for the Lovo. I'm so excited. I have been secretly hoping for this the entire time. I don't want to have my expectations high or low, but I'm just very happy that we're getting the chance to see this and try the food. Dale and Katrina are going to come pick us up soon and we'll head over. This table is so pretty.
By the way, I'm Ben.
I'm Kristen.
Nice to meet you,
Kristen.
I'm going to pull a broken leg.
I'm sorry I cannot show you the route. But my friend over here, they saw the route last night. So it's being pounded into powder form. It's gonna go on that cloth and we mix it with water. We extract out the kava juice. So that's what we're having tonight. It's our Fijian brown label, eh? You guys have black label, red label. Here in Fiji, you have brown label. Nowhere else in the world, eh? My friends from America, they clap like this. But here, no. If you see like this, I'm gonna give you a punishment bowl. So you have to be like a Fijian tonight. Air pocket, like this. And you... Yes. So you clap once. You receive your mbilo, you say mbula, bring it down the heads, you put it back and you clap 3 times. So now it's a good time to ask question. You know why? Because my brother here just came, my cousin there just came. They are very, very good at cover.
Hospitality here is not casual. It's carved in centuries of rehearsed rituals. Sacred to the people. To us, it has become more meaningful over time, and tonight we fully understand.
When you go to a ceremony, that means this is not ready. This is indicate that it's ready.
Oh my goodness, that was such a smart move.
Shared rituals foster a sense of belonging. At this moment, enjoying music, singing, dancing with people we'd only just met, we had become part of the fabric of this community, part of the ritual. We were invited to see the lovo, which had been prepared outside and had been cooking for hours.
Quick explanation about the lovo. So now you see it's now we're ready to open it. So we start the fire like 3:30. So we use some dry coconut shell and some dry coconut leaves to start the fire with. So from the smallest firewood to the biggest one, on top of the big one, then we have the rock on top. Then we spread the rocks nicely. Then we have something that we call a tray. So the kambe has to keep the food from overcook and from burning. All right. So now this time we will reverse everything from the top until we reach the food. So once we get to the food, we're going to need some of your help.
Okay.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, here is your dinner tonight. Wow. Yes. So we have cassava, we have taro, we have sweet potatoes. Then we have chicken, plenty chicken. Pork. We have pork, we have fish, and lamb.
Oh, wow.
So remember, all this food has to be finished. Yes. Now here comes the fun part, right? Where you have to take the food, put it inside the ice cream. Thank you. Right. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Thank you.
The past few days here in Astrolabe have been absolutely amazing. I feel like this was really what I was hoping Fiji would be like. The night at Oneta Resort, drinking kava with the staff and the guests and the singing and playing instruments turned into dancing, and the camera battery died and I couldn't film the rest of it, but the meal was delicious and it was so nice to be able to try a variety of things. And I had heard about the lovo for so long and it was really nice to see it in person. I feel like we got a great taste of the Fijian culture that night, which is really what I love to experience when visiting places. That's my favorite thing about travel. I do love to dive and swim with the mantas. We got to spend time with Dale and Katrina, who are great people, so we had company. I was just so beyond grateful to all of them for sharing their culture with us, for inviting us into their community with open arms, and it was fantastic. It was like we had 100 new friends all of a sudden. It was really, truly special. It made me realize, and I've realized this before, jaw-dropping landscapes and magical underwater world, fantastic sailing. It's all amazing, but what really makes a place special is the people, the community. We are so grateful to each and every one of you that watch our channel. And if you're not subscribed, please do subscribe. And we really do read the comments and respond to, I think, almost all of them. Fabio loves reading the comments and responding to the comments. I do too, but he really, really enjoys it. It's very special what we're building here, and we are so thankful that you're a part of our journey.